there.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to another edition of the England Roger Sports Hour on Love Bay Afrobeats Music Talk Radio. And it's a holiday weekend for us, Roger. I'm looking forward to some relaxation on my end.
Yes, yes, it is a long weekend. Everyone looks forward to a long weekend, and it's bright and sunny where I am this morning. So
Yeah.
it's looking like a fantastic weekend for us.
Yeah, it looks bright and sunny here as well. And yeah, we're not too far away from each other. So yeah, hopefully we'll have the
Yeah,
same type of weather, but
yeah,
sometimes it's not.
yes, you're absolutely right. We're just about half an hour away, but yeah, I could be getting snow when you're in the sun, and the opposite could happen.
Yeah, for sure.
Crazy
Definitely.
weather we have these days.
Crazy weather, yeah. A couple of days of this week was really nice for a couple of days, and then we had some snow.
Then Thursday came, and then I
Yes,
don't know what happened.
yes.
We got
Thursday, yeah,
got a shovel and all of that. So yeah.
exactly. But anyway, as usual, we have a lot to discuss in terms of sports. A lot of things happening on track and field I've been following, and wow.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
gotta, I keep asking you, is it the shoes? But we'll talk about that later.
It is something. Maybe it's the
Something.
shoes.
Yeah. It's got
That's
to
for
be
sure.
something. Yeah, we'll talk some track and field. We'll talk some cricket for sure.
Yeah.
Regional cricket going on. The West Indies wrapped up their series on in Australia on a high.
Australia. Yeah, yeah. I
Some
wouldn't call it a
sun.
high, but yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe
Well,
it's
final a high for them in the
a
final match,
final.
but
For sure.
disappointment in the series. Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, yeah.
And yeah, and so a lot of soccer, football happening. Some big
Yes.
matchups. Tight at the top.
It is very tight at the top. Very,
Yeah.
very tight. I mean, I haven't seen an EPL like this in a long time.
Yeah, it has not been like this. And of course, we got to do some recaps when we're better to start. But Super Bowl, Roger, did
The
you
big
watch the
one.
game?
The big one. Yeah, watch it from start to finish, and watch a
Yeah.
halftime show as well.
Oh,
It
yeah,
was a
that
good game. You
it
know
was a
what?
good game. Yeah.
It wasn't a high scoring game, but man, it had you locked into it because it could go any way at any time.
Yeah, it was just going. Yeah, actually, at one point, I kind of gave up on Casey. I thought,
Nah, never give
yeah,
up. Never
but
give up, Ingle.
um,
Never give up.
yeah, no matter. Once you have Mahomes there,
You
he
never
didn't look
know.
good. He didn't
Nah,
look good most of the day, but then when it matters,
when it
he's
matters
there.
most,
Yeah,
that's what champions do.
that's yeah. They find a way to win, and he found a way to win.
But they weren't
And
played.
yes,
Yeah, San Fran should have won the game in terms of possession and how they managed the game. They just
hmm
couldn't put it away. They just could not put it away. So the key moments, they didn't win those. They won the other moments, but the key moments were
the
won
key
by
moment.
KC,
Yes,
and
exactly.
that decided the game.
Yeah, it did, and it was record crowd. I think it was there. It was
I-
uh,
is that a Taylor Swift thing or
yeah, record viewership.
yeah?
Wow,
It
and
was most watched and everything. It
most
went
watched. Yeah,
extremely well for the organizers. I must say they couldn't ask for a better atmosphere, a better game, better crowd, better viewership. Everything was just top.
and not just most watched in the U.S., also in Canada.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and yeah, and as you said, it could be people watching to see what Taylor Swift
It's
was
gonna
gonna do.
do, yeah. Yeah, we saw Beyonce there, Jay Z,
Beyonce,
and it's just like,
Jay-Z,
whoa,
a lot
star
of
studded,
star. It was
star studded.
star-studded. Yeah, and even Shaq was there, and a
Yeah,
couple other
yeah.
basketball players.
LeBron, yeah.
Mhm.
The big
So,
guns were all out for this game, and
mhm,
it was well worth it though. Well worth it.
it
Unlike you,
was.
I never gave up on KC because it's my.
I, I actually, I didn't. I was keep hoping for something, but I thought, it was over because the way San Francisco was playing, I really didn't think that KC would
Be able
come
to.
back and be
Yeah,
able to come back, tie the game, and then win. And some of the things that the players afterwards just saying, but some of the players said they didn't realize that there was going to be the rule about both teams getting
overtime,
no, yeah, both teams
overtime.
getting an opportunity to score. But
That was
I
changed like
thought that
4 years ago.
that's what I thought. Some of the players said they didn't realize that rule.
That's on them, man.
That's
I was
yeah,
like, what are
just
they talking about? It's not a new, well, it's fairly new, but it's not last year. It was like
it's
4 years ago.
exactly. So it's not just like it just happened,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
So
I mean, you know what? I mean, blame the managers. I mean, you're going into a game like this, just like if it's a soccer game, you got to know how to take penalty kicks. In a
hmm
game like this, you got to know if overtime happens, you got to know the rules, you got to know what you got to do. And apparently they didn't.
yeah, they didn't know what to do, and that in the final touchdown pass. I mean, they just seemed like they were a bit. I guess they were expecting him to throw to Kelsey, so that's what
That's
the
it.
probably
That's
the
it.
whole thing.
The
And
diversion, man.
yeah, and it was a great moment for Casey. And
But the poor guy who caught it, I can't remember his name right now. He
I'm
was like, he
trying to
was
remember the name
confused. It's
too.
like,
Yeah,
did I just catch it? Did I, did I just win the Super Bowl? He looked like he
he's
was lost. Like someone had to tell him, hey, you won.
yeah. He said he took a minute or two to realize that they won the Super Bowl.
Super Bowl, yeah. I think it's Hardman or something his name. But yeah,
Yes,
it was weird. It's like he should be ready for this. I mean, if that was me, man, I'm over the moon as soon as I catch the ball.
yeah. He caught it, and you could see his reaction. It wasn't like jubilation or anything.
No,
He
he didn't know
caught
what
it,
happened. It's
and yeah,
like he was in a trance. I was like, what is going on here? I said, did I miss something? Was there a flag or something? Like, why is he not happy?
yeah. He wasn't looking excited at all until, and maybe one of the players might have told him, "Hey, we won the
Won the
Super
Super
Bowl."
Bowl. And then he started
But then,
jumping.
yeah, for sure.
It was fun, though. It was
It
fun.
was good. But Roger, the sad thing about these things at the end is the parade of what happened on the parade that day with the
Yeah,
two.
that's a shocker, man.
And you know, you don't want to talk about shooting. I mean, it's America, and a lot of that happens. We know a lot of mass shootings, but not at a parade where you're thinking of
Celebration.
celebrating.
All
And the thing
celebration.
that's seen more and more of recently, it's a lot of juveniles
It's
getting shot.
teens. I was like, what is
Yeah,
going on? Teens go there and shoot up the place. Now,
yeah,
you never know for another celebratory championship parade what is going to happen now. Are you going to put 5,000 policemen on the road all of a sudden now? It's
yeah.
crazy. I mean, I was
Because
at the one in Toronto here when the Raptors won, and
right,
I never even thought about anything like that.
I
But then
know.
there was some shooting or some
Something happened at the end of that.
at the
Yeah,
end of that around, but not exactly in it, but it was close to the center. But
yeah,
yes, you're right. So yeah, we got to look out.
yeah. I mean, 800 plus police, man, police on duty, and it still happens.
Yeah.
And but some good things for the Kansas City Mahomes. He visited the hospital to support
Yes.
the wounded kids.
Yes. Yes.
That's a good gesture. Taylor Swift gave 100,000 to the family of
Hundred
the.
thousand is like,
Yeah,
whoa, that's big. That's big.
yeah,
I respect her for that.
yeah. You respect for that, Tom. It's the person who got killed. She was a DJ.
DJ, just in her forties,
Um,
right? The young
yeah,
lady.
young lady. Yeah. So it's unfortunate that those things happen.
Very.
And I'm sure when it comes out, we don't know the facts, but maybe when it comes out, they weren't even shooting. They were shooting at each other or some gang. Who knows
So,
what it is?
but
Because
yeah, apparently they had some argument. I don't know what caused the argument, and then people just pulled guns and started to shoot.
that's
But
how it's settled.
it's my understanding. But my understanding is in Kansas City, there you can carry a gun with you.
It's open carry, yes,
Yeah.
and it's
So
one of the most relaxed gun rules in the U.S. from
in
what
the
I
U.S.,
understand.
yeah,
Yeah, so
yeah,
everybody has a gun. Nobody's gonna if you walk around with a gun, nobody cares. It's that normal.
it's normal. Everybody can do it. So
Yeah, yeah,
you
and
know,
every time these things happen, you hear the U.S. talk about gun laws, but
gun laws and gun control.
yeah, but
It's
nothing
not
yet.
happening though. I've been hearing that for the last. How long? How old am I again? I think since I was born.
Forever, from the time you can understand things, you've been hearing it, right?
I've been hearing it. So,
Yeah, I think I started understanding the world and the news. I've been hearing those things. So,
exactly. So true.
and
So
and then
true.
when it comes to elections, they don't want it because it costs votes and all this stuff. So,
Cause votes and the people making money from it are gonna be
yeah,
not making money anymore. And
yeah,
that can't happen. So it's a lot of nonsense, but
a
it is
lot,
what it
yeah.
is, right?
It is, but kudos to Kansas City on another win. And everybody's
Awesome.
talking about dynasty. Is it a dynasty?
It's
But
Saturdays. It's three wins in 5 years, right? So it's
3 and
not
5
bad.
years,
But they're
and
going for the three-peat next year, they're saying, and they're trying to keep the team together to do that. So if they do that, then there'll be no questions
then
about the
yeah,
dynasty. No
exactly.
questions.
And there's never been a team to have a three-peat, right? So
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, so that's what they're going for. That's what.
that's what, yeah.
And I don't put it past them. They have a good coach. They have a good leader in the quarterback, Mahomes, and Kelsey's probably going to still be there. They have a good team. They could probably add a couple parts, but they're looking really really good to do it again.
Yeah, but just back to the game, too, as you talk about the coach, that little incident with Kelsey and the coach, I was wondering what was going on, but then the coach, it looks like he took him out and he wasn't happy, but he wasn't having a good first half.
He
So,
wasn't. So, and I mean, he said it was inappropriate. Afterwards, he did say it was inappropriate what he did,
yeah,
but he almost knocked him over.
he almost knocked him
But
over.
you could
Yeah,
see that he was charged up, and I think the coach and the Reed sort of understood what is going on, and just I didn't have any real reaction to it. But
no,
I was like, "What is he doing? Is he
exactly.
crazy? Like, you gotta keep me in there. Gotta keep me in there." It's like, no, nobody. That's not how it works. So
No, you have good days and bad
that
days,
day is
and
it, and I
that's
make
it.
the
It's
calls.
a
Remember
team.
that I make the
Yeah,
calls, not you.
yeah, and it's for the team, not about you.
What about you?
Yeah.
So
So, but yeah, that incident and others. But just before we get on to anything else, Roger, you mentioned at the start about the halftime show. So, what do you think? Was it? I thought it was a good halftime show, and
I
um,
enjoyed it. I mean, people are
enjoyed it.
saying because of my age, I would. If I was 20, I probably wouldn't. So, so let's see. I mean, the music was from earlier time
Yeah,
that I truly appreciated. So for me, it was good. I enjoyed the music. I enjoyed his dancing and all of that stuff.
yeah, the
Uh,
dancing, the
yeah,
skating, bringing on other artists too
yeah,
with
it
them.
was good. So
With
apparently,
them.
he was supposed to bring on Justin Bieber as well, but Bieber wasn't, well enough to come on. But yeah,
Okay,
so everything was tried to do the right way, and I think he did a good. It was a good show.
I think
Um,
so too. And
but yeah, some people are saying the music was dated. I think is the way to
but
put
you
it.
know what? I guess depends on when you were born, right?
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah.
So
So
if I was born in the 2000s, I'd probably say, what is he singing? I only know one of that song.
but the funny thing, when you hear young people talk about music dated, I've heard songs that have been redone, and they're
Yeah,
thinking it's a new song.
it's a new song.
But
Exactly.
so it depends, I guess, on who does the song,
Song,
and but
exactly.
yeah,
I think he
it,
did well.
I think he did a good job. I think it was a good
I enjoyed it.
show.
I
Some
enjoyed it.
people chatted so much about the the hug with Alicia Keys, but the husband says, "Get over it, man.
But I mean, when they sang that song years ago, I can't remember when it was.
mm,
That same argument had come up at the time, and
yeah,
she says, "No, no,
exactly.
no, no. He's just a friend. They're just friends." And that's from
Yeah,
like the 90s or early 2000s. I can't remember when it was, but it's a long, long time ago. They've
and
always
that's
been friends.
I mean, you go to Usher's show, that's what you're gonna get,
Yeah,
anybody, yeah. So hey,
it's just
it
me
was fine.
laughed at it. So
Yeah, and it was well received and well, a lot of people watched it too. So
yes, yeah, it was pretty good. I
it was
enjoyed
pretty
it.
good.
And of course, Alicia Keys, like one of my favorite female artists. So I was
Yes,
happy that she came on and did her thing too. So
yes,
all around, it was great for me.
yeah,
Great
it
for
was good for sure. Okay, so that's Super Bowl. Now you're listening to Love Bay Afrobeats Music Talk Radio, and Roger, anything else you want to say about the Super Bowl before we get off of that?
No, I mean, it was good to see that the stars came out and supported
Mm,
it. And I mean, I think, the more stars support an event is the bigger it's going to be. So if they can show up for other sports, then I think eventually some of these sports like cricket and all of that could get much bigger if you had some big names like that showing up to carry the media with them.
hmm.
So it's a good thing to see that the stars are coming out and the promotions are there. And yeah, just spread it out a little across the world. I think you'll see more of that. We need more of that, I think. But yeah,
Yes,
it was good.
yeah, it was pretty good. Okay, that's it on the Super Bowl. And if you're a fan of golf, Roger, this weekend was probably the most looked forward to golf tournament for the early season, the Genesis Invitation, because it was not only the return of Tiger, but it was also the launch of his new Sunday
TaylorMade.
Red. Sunday
Yeah,
Red. Yeah.
I
And
know.
the talk was about the logo. A lot of people said they didn't like the logo, but then now you're seeing comments that it's growing on me.
Yeah,
And
yeah. How about you? I mean, is it growing on you too, or
it's growing on me actually. When I
yeah,
first saw it, I said, ah. I was, I guess I got accustomed to the TW,
Yeah,
but he
yeah.
said that you don't want it anymore. That's history. It's a new day. It's a new start. And then he explained what I thought Sunday red meant. On Sundays he played in red, but he
Ed.
explained that it was a different meaning to Sunday red.
Oh, that's what
And
I thought it was as well.
no, he said that it started with his mom because he said he used to be playing in the sun,
Mm.
practicing all day.
Ah,
So it was sun. That was referred to the sun and day all day. So
wow.
yeah, so I thought it
Interesting.
was yeah. So
Interesting.
he said it was
Interesting. I think
his
it would have been better if he stuck with the
Sunday
I wear reds on Sundays. But
because if you look at the name, it's sun and day are two different
two different
words.
words. I saw that.
Yeah,
I saw that.
Sunday.
So,
So it's Sunday red. Yeah, not
yeah,
Sunday.
I was
I
wondering
thought it
why
was
he did
Sunday.
that at first, but
Yeah,
it's two different words. So
yeah. But I think and then he brought back yesterday he was wearing a a shirt which was similar to the shirt when he debuted in
yes,
yeah.
yes,
So
yeah.
yeah.
He's a
So
good marketer for himself. I think these days he's doing extremely well with that.
yeah.
Not so well on the golf course, but
No, and so well because he actually withdrew from the tournament yesterday. Maybe
yeah,
partway through the first round, with people thought it
flu.
was an injury, but it was a flu, and
Yeah, they said they had flu.
they had to take him inside and give him a couple of IVs before he can come
Yeah,
out.
yeah, I saw that. So it's like, wow. I mean, he's back. Everybody wants to see him back. He has his new logo and his new shirt and new everything, and he's not out there. So it's
Yeah,
tough. It's tough. I
it's
mean,
tough
I don't
because
know. Maybe your thoughts on this though, because is he? Do you think he's good enough to actually come back and make it back all the way, or
I think he's gonna have to play more if he can play more because he hit some phenomenal shots. He
he did?
started out pretty good yesterday.
Yeah.
First day he was pretty good, but I mean he had five birdies but six bogeys. So, but he looked he hit some shots that were really good. So I think it's
In
just a
parts.
matter. Yeah, and as the analyst was saying, like when you don't play regular, your shot game suffers, and I think
It
that's
does.
what's happening.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I think I think he's gonna come all the way back. Personally, I think he has it in him. That's his metal, and he's gonna come and do it. As you said, it's gonna take a little practice and a few games and a little rhythm to come back. But I think it's all there,
yeah.
mentally and physically. I think it's there. It's just the consistency now that he needs to take it all the way.
Yeah, he said he's generally to play every month, and I think the most the last shot, last hole on the first day, he shanked one into the woods, and but
Yeah,
then his
but he said,
recovery,
but he said it was
was
back.
good.
He said it was back spasms that caused it, though.
Yes, he said it was spasms because
Yeah,
he said nowadays he can't swing as well. He uses his hands more than his body to
but
swing.
yeah,
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 so
yeah.
yeah,
The key for me is when he says, "I don't ever want to stop playing golf." So it means that
correct.
he's locked into this, and as you said, he made a bad shot and he recovered from it, so
Hmm.
it's still there, and he wants to play, so he's gonna come all the way back.
Another person out, but this is different, not illness or anything, was disqualified was Jordan Spieth. He was playing well, then he was going downhill, and then he signed off on the wrong scorecard. He had a four on a par three, and he signed it as a three. So
So I think that only happened to people like me or maybe you, but
yeah,
not to
exactly.
the pros.
Yeah, not to the pros. You're supposed to score properly and sign off on the right. I mean, he could have been frustrated and tired, but he should
Man,
keep playing, But,
oh,
and he knows the
man,
rules. You can't make those.
well, he must know the rules. He's been a star for a while.
Yeah,
Wow,
yeah.
wow,
But on the field, Patrick Cantley is way out.
yes,
13 under. Luke Liss, Jason Day, and Mackenzie Hughes, the Canadian, 8 under, five
yeah.
behind. So still 2 days to go. Anything can happen.
That is so true. That is so
Yeah.
true.
Just one bad day and one good day for someone else, and it can all
Yep.
turn around.
Turn around just like that. Just like
Yeah.
that.
So
I
we'll
saw in
keep them.
Phoenix though that the
Hmm.
Canadian Nick Taylor won over there in Phoenix.
Yes, last week, yeah, it was a very
Yeah,
good playoff win. Yeah, I watched.
yeah, awesome playoff win. But people are
Yeah.
complaining about the noise from the crowd.
You know what? Yeah, golfers are complaining about that 16th hole where there's
Yeah.
like a whole by 10,000 or more people and then
People,
noise. But
And they're
it's
loud.
yeah, but it's what it is from day one, and
Exactly. They should
they
know.
should know. Yeah, I can't remember which player was complaining. He's playing for 16 years and he's still complaining now.
Complaining.
Like, come on, you
Give
must
it a
know that's what
break.
it is. Yeah,
And the people there enjoy what they're doing. I mean, it's fun for them. That's why they show up.
yeah, golf has changed, and you need the noise. You need some
You need
you
the
need
support. Yeah.
something excitement behind in it. In it, it was too boring. So
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think now that you have, I mean, look at the live golf. They have music. In
Yeah.
fact,
It's a
when
party.
there's the Solheim Cup with the women, they have music and stuff at the start, and
Yeah.
the girls encourage the people to make noise.
Noise. Yeah. It's a
Yeah,
change in sport. I mean, everything is about engaging your fans and getting as close to your fans getting as close to you as possible. And
yeah.
yeah, if you don't like it, you just kind of have to learn to live with it because trust me, it's a movement that's not going to stop.
I think the ones who are complaining, just it's like you and I when we say we like Usher, they can tell their age.
Yeah,
Yeah. So yeah, even in the live golf, John Ram was complaining about the music and the
music,
noise,
I
and
know.
yeah, but that's what it is.
Buddy,
And
after that $450 million that you're getting, you just need to go
just
play.
and keep quiet. Yeah.
Be quiet.
Interestingly, Tiger said that they're discussing a way back, a way for the live players to come back to the PGA. So
He mentioned that, but I mean,
yeah,
I'm like, you know what? There's always this talk about them coming together. They're coming back.
yeah.
They're doing. I don't know what's going on in the back room. It sounds like there's a lot happening in the back rooms, but
Mhm.
I'm sort of just giving up and waiting until they actually come forward and
Yeah,
do
just
something
wait.
because it's been months now they've been talking.
Yeah, they've been talking and it's nothing much. So we just wait for it to see what happens. And
Exactly what they're gonna do. Yeah,
yeah,
that's sort of my approach right now.
sure, for sure. But we'll keep watching the Genesis and see who wins. And would be happy if a Canadian win again.
It would be
Taylor.
nice. Mackenzie Hughes out of Dundas,
Yeah,
Ontario.
and Corey Connors is right behind him too at
Yeah,
7 under.
not
So
far. Yeah,
it will be good if one of them can win.
it would be awesome.
Yeah. If you quickly, Formula One heating up, getting ready. Everybody's saying their car is better, is looking good. I
Yeah,
think, Mercedes unveiled a new F15, W15.
yeah.
Um, Hamilton is saying he would like to go out
On top.
on a high. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
I'd love to see that. He said it would be the greatest moment. So I mean, I'm looking forward to see if he gets this new car that they're talking about and it works. If he could really, really, really win.
yeah, Mercedes is saying they've done everything now. It's just for the drivers to go out and push the car.
If
So
that's what it is, then Lewis is going to win. But I'm
yeah,
not
it
sure if
is
that is true. I mean, Red Bull beat them up every time they saw them last
every
year. So
time. Yeah.
I don't know.
Red Bull too has changed their car, which is
Yeah.
surprising.
Why would they
But
change their winning formula? I saw that too.
yeah,
But I mean, it's continuous improvement.
yes, it's kind. Yeah,
So, but I mean, Verstappen came out and says it will be awkward. It's going to be an awkward year for Mercedes and Lewis. But if the car is good and Lewis is winning, then it's not going to be awkward at all.
it's not gonna be. No, it won't be. But what will make it awkward? I was thinking if his partner starts winning and Lewis is behind, is behind, then he's
I
gonna
don't
think,
know.
hey,
I don't know.
conspiracy, right?
Yeah, you're right. That would be funny.
It'll be yeah.
That would be
But
something else.
29th, Bahrain,
Yep,
almost here. Two
two
couple of
weeks.
weeks, two
Yeah,
weeks,
it's right around the
and
corner now.
yeah, looking forward to that for sure.
For sure, for sure. It's going to be an interesting year. I mean, just this big move by Lewis has everybody talking, everybody getting
Everybody
interest into
talking.
the sport. So
Yes,
everybody's going to keep their eyes on the Formula One this year.
yes, for sure. Anything else you want to talk about before we get into some cricket
Just
and
a quick
track and field?
run over
Mhm.
to our other sport, tennis, and we
Tennis.
saw Rafael Nadal. He's delayed again, Ingle. So tell
Yes,
me, should he just
mhm.
give it up, or should he keep delaying, delaying, delaying?
I
It's been a
think
year and a
he.
half now, I think.
Yeah, I don't know if he's going to be able to come back. It's tough as you get older. These injuries,
Yeah,
it's going to be tough for him to come back. But
he seems to want to come back, which is good. But man,
because he withdrew from the Qatar Open, right?
he
Recently.
did.
Yeah,
Yeah, this week, right? And he,
this
of
week.
course, on the Australian Open in January. So, I mean, and that
He's
was after he was coming back from like 8 months off. So,
yeah, and he's 37 now, so
yeah, yeah.
it's not easy. It's not going to be easy for him to come back.
not going to be easy at all. But at the Qatar, we saw Iga Swiatek. She's going to take on Rybakina, so that should be a very, very good game for that title.
Yeah, she got to walk over actually.
Yeah,
Yeah, to the semifinals.
finals. Yes, 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 yes.
Pliskova, who beat Naomi. So I
Naomi,
think a
yeah,
tight one. It was a tight
that
game.
was a lovely game.
It
7-6,
was.
7-6, I think. So it was
Yeah.
awesome to see. Osaka's going to be back by, I think, by the US Open. I think she's going to have a shot to win that. She's coming back. She's playing well, but
hmm
she's just not ready yet.
Yeah, she just needs some matches and she needs to
Yes,
play as much as possible and get
correct,
through it. Yeah.
correct,
And I
correct.
think, yeah, she started to hit the ball, time the ball better. So,
Sure. Yeah, she's getting there, man. I'm excited for her.
hmm yeah, but the finals and then Alcaraz, I think he's into a finals, but not a big one in Argentina.
Argentina, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and he's also scheduled to play Nadal on March 3rd, but I don't know if that's going to
It's,
happen in an
it's,
exhibition.
I know, I know. But
Yeah,
everybody's saying, a couple years ago it was all Alcaraz. Now it's Alcaraz and Sinner. So
I'm
let's see.
seeing.
But they're both young and they're both very talented. So it augurs well for the sport.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, and Alcaraz, I don't know if it's mental or what, but something just he was looking like he's going to be unbeatable, but then he
I thought
just
so.
fell
I
off.
thought so. But
Yeah,
then he loses more than he should. So something's
yeah,
not right with the mental
yeah,
preparation.
yeah, for sure.
Right.
Good. And you're listening to the England Roger Sports Hour on Love Bay Afrobeats Music Talk Radio, and coming up after would be Theo and his African. Is it Road to Africa?
To Africa.
Yeah, I think yeah. So listen, keep listening after we're done here to that. Roger, we want to talk. West Indies wrapped up their series in Australia. Your thoughts on that 2-1 loss? Could have been 2-1 the other way.
It should have been, but you know what? I like Ruston Chase coming out and said he thinks Rahman Powell is doing a very, very good job. I think
hmm
Powell gets the guys to perform. I mean, they lost the games, the first two games, but they were very competitive and could have won.
They could,
Right? So
yeah.
they got over 200. So they did their part. I think the bowling, just as we said, is just not there to support what the batting is doing. But they're very competitive, and I think they're going to start winning more than they lose.
Yeah, I thought they should have won that first match.
They should have.
When
They
they had
should
a
have.
good start and they were going well, and then just
Yeah.
fell away. I don't know what happened in the second. Why they left out King? Don't know if he's injured or not, but
I wasn't
leaving
sure either. I wasn't
leaving
sure.
out King in that second match, I was a bit surprised to see.
I'm
I was
not
just,
sure, but I know he has a good relationship with Powell, so something
mm,
must have happened to King why he didn't play.
maybe something's wrong. Maybe they're looking to see, hey, it's time to check some combinations and stuff,
I
and
don't know.
so they, looking in the third match, they left him out. So
Yeah,
um, I didn't agree with it, but hey,
yeah,
as we said, maybe it was something they're looking to see what Kyle Myers can do
true.
up
Yeah,
there, and looking for that combination going into a World Cup because you have to give your players some playing time. So
you do, you do. I don't think
plus,
it should have been King, but I mean, what can I
no,
say?
I think Johnson Charles maybe,
Would have been a much
but
easier choice
yeah,
for me.
but
Way
maybe
easier.
King, maybe some workload management because King is coming off an injury, so
Yeah,
it could very well be that.
could be something. I just chalk it up to something because I can't believe it would be anything else why they wouldn't
But
put him in. So it must be something going on with King.
yeah, but that third match with that partnership between Powell and Sheffield Rush Rutherford, that was great. And to
Yes.
see Andrew Russell 71 in 29 balls, I mean, he
That
was
was awesome to see. I was going to ask you about that because
yeah.
a lot of people said he's at the end of his career, and he's up and down. Some games he's awesome, some games he's just really not there. But he
hmm
showed up in this one with the bat, and man, it was beautiful to watch.
You said you haven't seen the best of Andrew Russell yet,
That's
so
what he says.
yeah, that's what he says.
I don't believe that though. I don't
Yeah.
know about you. I
He
don't
said
believe that.
he said he still have a lot to offer, and maybe you
Uh,
have something special for the World Cup.
for his sake, I hope so. For West Indies' sake, I hope so. But
And
I'm not
West
seeing it.
Indies coach Sammy is saying he feels that they're gonna be the first team to win a World Cup at a
At
T20
home.
World Cup at home.
You know what? I honestly believe that he may be right in
hmm
this one. I think he's still a cheerleader, not really a great coach, but I think He's right in terms of this prediction here. The team, honestly, the team can bat all the way down,
Hmm.
and at any given time, I mean, Pooran didn't perform pretty much at all. If everybody comes, they can be very. They can get 200 as you saw. They could get 200 every game.
I think Puran is batting out of position. I don't think he's a number three. I think he should be lower down. But
4 or 5.
uh, yeah, I think you have a guy like Hope coming there. He plays proper cricket shots. He can stabilize, and then you've got Puran and the good big hitters coming after.
After.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know. I mean, yeah, it's a good point. I think a lot of people feel Hope is just not fast enough for the T20 game. I think he's
I
good enough for the
think
T20 game. So
I think he is. I
yeah,
mean,
but I'm not sure if he's number three though. But now that you
he's
said it though, I think it's you're probably right.
he's been opening and batting at number three for
Yeah,
most of the time. So I think
yeah, right. You're
yeah,
right.
not Nicholas though. I think Puran, and even Puran's role in most of the IPL and other
Five,
tournaments, he's coming 4 5.
5. Yeah, yeah, and he's
People are
very effective there.
very effective, but
But so is
people are
Powell,
saying
right? So I yeah,
Roman Powell.
yeah, he's 4 and 5
Yeah,
as well.
he is. Yeah, Royston Chase did well in that game, 37 and 20.
I noticed that. I mean, I
And
always say, "What is he doing out there?" But he did show up, so I can't say anything bad about him. But he did show up, and he contributed a lot. So good for him.
remember a couple of years ago, he was MVP in the
Yes.
CPL, so he had
Yeah.
a good run. And I think he's an underrated player, but one of those players who's easy to pick on if he fails, right?
Exactly. That is so true.
Yeah.
That is so true.
But happy to see Rutherford coming up. But do you see a way, I don't know, for Hetmeyer to get back in?
With his attitude, it's going to be very difficult. But I mean, the talent now is a problem because there's enough talent in the middle.
Hmm.
You just said Hope. You just said Puran. You just said Powell. Three very solid players there that I don't think he can displace any one of those three.
And
So
another
it's a
thing,
big
if you
help.
look at him, his weight is wow. I don't know if you've seen him recently.
I thought it was anyway. I won't call it like
Yeah,
a wrestler or something. But no, what's
yeah,
going on with him? I mean, he's a young kid. What's
he
going on in his
is. Yeah,
mind? It's totally confusing to me.
he's probably eating well and not training.
He's eating well. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah,
He it certainly looks that way. It shows
yeah,
that
yeah. It
he's eating
shows. Yeah,
very well, actually.
yeah, and not. And that's the thing when you play on these T20 circuits, because you don't really get the opportunity to train. Because
No,
if you're going from one
one to the
circuit
other.
to the next, one after the other,
Yeah.
and my argument with people out, I said, look at the other sports. There's a reason why there's an off season.
Off season, yes,
You
to
can't
prepare
play,
for the season.
yeah, you can't play 12 months a year
No, and that's
and
what they're
say,
doing.
hey, make your money, but you're gonna get burned out quickly.
And
And
that's exactly what is happening most to the West Indians because most of the countries are realizing and they're backing out their players, but the West Indies is going everywhere they can.
yeah, I mean, England has withdrawn some of their players
Yeah,
from IPL because of workload, and they
workload,
want
yeah.
them to be ready for the T20 World Cup.
Quite rightly so. They want to win the World Cup.
Yeah, and that's what's happening. Anyway, that's for West Indies. We can talk about West Indies all day, Roger.
I know. I know.
But carry on into the West Indies cricket. The
4 day.
4 day and Jamaica turned it around big time. And one of the players who I was questioning, I guess he shut me up.
He
Uh,
did. He did. I mean, yes, he's old, and you're quite rightly said he's, why did they go for him at his age? But
yeah,
he probably heard your commentary and said, let me show Ingle what I can do. And
yeah,
he
Walt,
stepped up.
yeah, Chadwick Walton, a
He
big
stepped up.
100. He batted very well.
163, man.
Yeah,
And he was aggressive. He played his own game.
yeah, he did.
He went after shots, and he just kept hitting them. I mean, not saying the bowling was bad or what, but he was just hitting that ball all over the place.
I mean, 163 out of 331. I mean, the next one other person had double figures, and two other people had double figures. Carlos Brown, a name that's new to me, and
Yes,
Pete
he's good.
Salmon coming down at the end.
And
But
yeah,
yeah, a good win for Jamaica, a good win to bounce back. But you want to see some runs from the other guys like Bonner and Jermaine Blackwood if they want to fight them
that's what I
straight
was
back
about to
in.
ask you because I mean, these two are saying they want to get back into the West Indies team,
Right.
and they get the the combined campuses, and they can't even make 20. I don't know. I mean, another guys they make it 163. They said it's a batting pitch. and your
Hmm.
two potential stars making their way back into Test cricket can't put up a score. So I think they've
Yeah,
done themselves a disservice, and I don't think there's any coming back for them right now in the West Indies.
I don't think so. Not that easy. Not after you've seen the performances some of the other youngsters going around now.
Exactly.
It's going to be hard.
Pass,
Because, yeah,
pass for them.
in other matches, Windward Islands Volcanoes a 9 wicket win over Barbados. A bit of a surprise to me. I thought Barbados was stronger, but an easy win
I
for
don't
Windward
know.
Islands.
You know what? I will give the Windward Islands credit because they
Hmm.
did the same thing to Jamaica in Jamaica. So I was like, okay,
Hmm.
but I think it's not only the pride not being they're being average this year, they're not being great, but give credit to the Windward Islands, man. They are playing excellent cricket.
They're playing excellent cricket, and there's one batsman for Barbados that's making runs consistently, and that's Kevin Wickham, and the other one is Dorish, who's got a stat here at 37. I mean, Dorish is a I don't know, it's a mystery to me because he quit West Indies and still now playing for Barbados. I don't know
I
what's going on with him,
I
but
am confused with that guy.
yeah,
That's probably the most I should say.
that's
But
all I can
something
say
something is going
myself.
on. Something is going on there. Something
Yeah,
definitely going on.
but he sued West Indies, as you
He
know.
did.
Yeah,
He did.
so I don't know.
I'm confused with him. I
Yeah,
must say.
he's been confusing, but good win for them. And Trinidad and Tobago, they made easy work of the West Indies Academy, who beat
Yeah.
Leeward Islands last
His
week.
last week, I know. But the
And
Leeward showed up this week, though.
Leeward showed up this week, and got Louis, a young 23-year-old, he
Hmm.
showed up 100 in both innings,
Yeah.
113 and
New
130.
name for me. Did you know about him before?
Yes, I knew I knew of Louis. He played on the 15 West Indies. He was around West
Okay.
Indies under 19.
Okay. Okay.
Been in and out of Leeward Islands camp, but not getting into the final squad. But this year he forced his way in because he had 100 in the trials,
And now he
and
has 100 in each inning.
and
So he's on a
second
roll.
his second first class match. He's got 102 innings. I
Yeah.
think the last person to do that was Jamaican. What's his name? Way back, Cleveland Davidson.
Oh,
To get
Cleveland
a hundred,
Davidson.
yeah,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
to get 100 in both innings.
Both
So that's
innings.
so
Yeah. I
going
remember
back
that.
a bit.
Way that's 80 stuff. I used
Yeah.
to watch him actually as a kid.
Hmm.
He wasn't the most exciting, but he was very, very solid. I think he's
Very
good friends
solid.
with Wilbert Plummer.
Yes, they
Yeah,
played together. Yeah,
together. Yeah, he was on the
I
team with him.
actually played against Cleveland as a
Oh yeah,
youngster. Yeah, played
he was
against
pretty
them.
good.
He
He
was
was
a
pretty
good
good.
player. Always
Good.
been one of the names around.
Yeah,
But Guyana now chased for against Leeward Islands. They're 99 for three, trying to.
they're not gonna get that.
They're not gonna get.
They're not gonna get there. Not gonna get
It's
there. It's
up
300
to
and how much they have to get
They need to get 459 to
in
win.
total? Yeah, but it's so yeah,
Total. It's
yeah.
over
So
300 left. 300
about
and
250 or something left, right?
358 left
With
or something
seven
like that.
wickets.
Yeah,
They're not gonna get it.
they're not gonna get that for sure. And it's just a matter. They're trying to bat out the game, but I think you can't just block. You need to also score. So
Score, yeah.
Chandra Paul just recently got out for 47 again. He's not in good form, and
No, he's not.
47 in 173 balls. Nah, that's not good enough.
He's standing up out there trying to make runs and trying to hold his ground, but he's just not playing well.
He's not playing well at all. The big series everyone is talking about, Roger. I think England squandered a chance. England and in India in
You
that
think
third
so?
test match. I think so because I think they dropped a lot of catches. Okay, but
Which
then
is a little surprising for me. I mean,
yeah,
usually they would be pretty good at that, but yeah, they're screwed up in the field.
India 445. In England were 207 for two overnight.
I know.
So getting ball over 319, and I think as much as they're playing their baseball, which we used to call calypso cricket for the
I
West
know.
Indians,
Yeah.
I think Joe Root needs to go back to the way he batted because he's
I
failing.
believe so. I
Yeah,
believe so as well. Because as you know, he's one of my top three batsmen in the world. I
mhm.
have a lot of respect for what he can do, but I think he's playing out of I wouldn't call it out of position, but he's playing out of character.
He is playing out of character. I mean, look at Ben Duckett scored 153, but it's 151 balls, so you can tell
Yeah,
they're just going at everything.
yeah, yeah,
In the second innings for India, Jaswal got 104 and 133 balls. So
yeah, yeah,
it's both teams are playing. And in India now, 196 for two,
yeah.
a lead of 322. So
Yeah, it's gonna be
it's,
hard for
it,
them to
it's
lose this
going to be
game.
hard. The only thing, India's playing with 10 men
I saw
because,
Ashwin had to go back for family
yeah,
emergency. He said,
yes, he withdrew from the test match for family with emergencies. Don't know if he's going to come back, but they haven't
yeah,
said what the family emergency is. But
It
England
must be
gave him,
serious for him to run off like that, though.
has
So,
to be very serious,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. But what
And
about him, though? I mean, always funny when I listen to what he says. He says he wanted to be a batsman, but now he has 500 wickets. So,
he's got 500 wickets.
a lot of people talk about him, but that's a lot of wickets he's had.
It's a lot, yeah. He's closing in on Courtney Walsh's 517.
Yeah.
And not a lot of people talk about. He's very underrated, and he doesn't play every Test match for
No,
India. He's
no,
often the first one to get dropped.
dropped.
I just yeah.
So he's always
So
behind the scenes, but he's putting together a really remarkable career here.
he is. There was one time there was talk that he will get to the 800 of Militaran, but I don't know if that's gonna happen anymore because he's 37 years old now.
Yeah,
So,
I don't know about that
but if
number.
it did,
He'll pass Courtney
and
Walsh, yes.
yes, yeah, he'll pass Courtney Walsh for sure because
Yeah,
on the bowling list. But yeah, 500 wickets. That's great.
that's really, really good for him.
Couldn't ask for anything better. But yeah, that match. I think right now it's you can say it's going to be all in India.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult.
Yeah.
Well, even if it draws for whatever reason, but they should not lose this game. I mean, they have what, 8 wickets and 300
Yeah.
and a lot of runs already on the board. So
Yes, for sure.
it's going to be
Roger,
difficult.
in the interest of time, I just realized, wow, time is going quickly. It's 10:41. So we spoke a bit quite about the Super Bowl and different sports and stuff. So I want to get you on some track and field. So I'm just going to quickly do news and notes, and just mention that the ICC Men's T20 World Cup Caribbean venue packages, ticket packages on sale, and fans also have an opportunity to buy tickets for the semis and the finals.
Yes.
And yeah, it's good. I saw some ticket prices for the India and Pakistan game in New York, and I was starting to wonder, do they think this is a Super Bowl or I mean, the cheapest ticket was going at $1,600. I
Wow.
thought, no, this
That's
can't be right.
nonsense. I mean, I don't know who's going to show up for that.
No, someone sent me a link. I went onto the link just to see if they were telling the truth, and I asked for prices in Canadian, and it was
Wow.
$2,000 for a ticket.
That's
And
madness.
this was up in the bleachers, if you want to call it.
Wow.
So
Wow. The penny section seats are for 1,600 US. That doesn't make
yeah,
any sense at all. Wow.
no, and and New Zealand beat South
South
Africa, and
Africa.
that's no surprise there for sure.
Yeah. Sort of
Yeah,
expected. Sort of
sort
expected.
of expected for sure. You're listening to Love Bay Afrobeats Music Talk Radio. You listen to the Roger and English Sports Hour, and yeah, we can now get into some track and field before time runs away from us, Roger, because
Yes.
there's been a lot of records and stuff happening.
Oh, yes. So track and field is just blowing up right in front of our eyes right now. And, every time I look, there's another world record happening. So at the Millrose Games last Sunday, Devine Charlton from the Bahamas, well, I wouldn't say out of nowhere. She has been consistently in the top three, top four. She broke the world indoor record for the 60-meter hurdles, running a very fast 7.67. It was a shock to almost everybody there. And her
Mhm,
coach even come out and said he thinks she can get another half a tenth in there. So he thinks she can go even lower. And Devin Charlton celebrated and said, I knew it was in me. So kudos to her. She won over Daniel Williams, the world champion from Jamaica,
mhm,
7.79. So she was a convincing winner there. But and I'm gonna get back to the Millrose games, but
mhm.
last night at the USA Track and Field Championships, that world record was equal, believe it or not. So it
It
was
was
just
equal,
broken
yeah. I
last week.
saw
It was
that.
equal
Yeah,
last night
yeah.
by Tia Jones, who was in that race and came fourth or something like that in that race, or third. Now she's equal in the world record, 7.67. So
Mhm,
that last week equal this week. So as you said, world records are popping all around. So she won the USA Track and Field Indoor Championships in a world record time. But back to the Millrose Games, our favorite athlete there, Julian Alfred out of St. Lucia.
St. Lucia, yeah.
She looked awesome, running 6.99 to win world leading time to win the 60-meter dash there. And you know what? There's a lot of talk about her, and she says she wants to make history for St. Lucia on the global
Mhm,
stage, and the transition has been smooth, and she's looking to become the first Olympic medalist for St. Lucia. So give her credit. She has trained extremely hard and she has performed extremely well. So look out for her. She's probably going to be a factor this year in the championships at the Olympics. But also at the Melrose Games, we saw more world records going because Britain's Josh Carr, fresh after winning the 1500 meters at the World Championships, he came and he broke compatriot Mo Farah's record in the 2 mile competition,
Wow.
running 8.00.67, breaking the 8.03.40, which is so he shattered it. So kudos to him. World record time indoors. And, he has been battling with Ingebrigtsen about who's
Right.
better. So he's showing him that he's not a joke. He's now set a world record in the 2 mile. Let's see how those two go later on this year. Of course, we also saw some national records. Lara Muir from England, she took the 2 mile event and a national record 9.04.84. While new mom, Ellison Peer from the US, so she just came back she was off for a year, had her little baby, came back, and she was second in Boston, but now she has an American record of 4:16.41 in the mile as she won over there at the Melrose Games. So, coming back, she's a tough competitor, I'll tell you that. And she showed it. She showed it. American record just a few months after giving birth. Kudos to her.
Wow.
So other things happening here in England. We start talk a little bit about not a little, but Kelvin Kiptum, the world record holder in the
Yeah.
marathon. He died in a car
Okay.
accident. He was
Yeah.
driving with his coach and another lady there. He and his coach died in that single car accident. So
Yeah. That's so
condolences.
sad.
It was one of the most sad news. I think Kenya is still reeling from that. They've canceled a lot of
Mm-hmm.
stuff. A lot of tributes coming in. Sebastian Coe,
Mm-hmm.
Sifan Hassan, Mo Farah, Kipchoge, who was before the world record
Mm-hmm.
holder before, he's coming in as well. So you know what? I was in shock when I saw it. It was a
Yeah.
shock.
And I remember seeing it, and it's just a week after he's ratified his
He's
world record.
ratified
Huh?
world record, so he's probably
Yeah.
celebrating that he's ratified and he's
Yeah.
gone. A lot of people had so much good things to say about him and what he was gonna do. Everybody felt
Mm.
he was gonna go under that 2 hours, and of
Yeah.
course, it was very close. So sad, extremely, extremely sad. And another Kenyan great died as well, Henry Rono, one of the greatest distance runners in history.
Mm.
He died at
Mm.
the age of 72. So he broke 4 world records in 81 days in
Wow.
1978. So you had the 10,000, the 5,000, 3,000 meter steeplechase, and the 3,000. So he was a superstar in the 70s. So if you can go back all the way there and look up his history, he was a super
Yeah.
distance runner years ago.
I remember hearing the name. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, pretty good. So, talking a little bit back to the USA Track and Field Championships over there, as mentioned, Tia Jones equaled the world record that Devin Charlton set last week in Boston. But that wasn't the only record there. Mr. Grant Holloway, I never lose a 60-meter hurdles indoor race ever.
Yes.
He breaks the world record as well.
Mm-hmm.
He goes 7.27 to win the 60-meter hurdles, dropping from his 7.29 former world
Yeah.
record. So kudos to him, man. I think it's like 70 something races unbeaten indoors in the 60-meter hurdles, and he's just phenomenal there. But another world record for him, so kudos to him. We also saw one of my favorite long jumpers. She's a little crazy, but Tara Davis from the US.
Tara Davis. Yeah.
She jumped 7.18 meters as a world leading jump in the long jump. So
Mm-hmm.
it, a lot of things are happening over there in the USA Track and Field Indoors Championship, man. But everybody's talking about what is supposed
That's
to
it.
happen today.
That's the sixth longest jump or something like that in the world.
Yes, in the
Yeah.
world ever. Yes.
Yeah.
So she's up there now.
She's not there. She's yeah. She lets out her excitement for sure.
Oh yeah, she's crazy, but
She,
she's very, 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 very talented.
mm,
But today, of course, we're gonna see what everybody wants to see. It's Noah Lyles versus Christian Coleman in the 60 meters. So Ingle, where are you on this one?
I'm going with Christian Coleman.
You're going
Niles,
with Coleman
Niles not gonna. No, Lyles is not gonna always come from behind and
and
win.
catch
So
him?
yeah,
I don't know. I think Lyles is in better shape than him right now.
he's in good shape.
From
Yeah,
what I saw there, that 6:44 was no joke. Um, but yeah, I think we,
Coleman came back and won like sometime. He won
yeah, he
last
won
week.
last week in
Yeah,
Melrose games, but he was
yeah,
like 6:51 or something like
60,
that.
yeah,
But I think, and I mean, he didn't. He was good out of the blocks as usual, but his finish wasn't as impressive. But again, he was winning, so he didn't have to be more. But I think these two are going to probably drop a 6:30 something. I think it's going to be a
wow.
very, very fast time. So I'm looking forward to that race later today. In some breaking news today, Botswana's Let's Seal to Tobago.
Hmm.
A lot of talk about him being the next Bolt and all of that from Botswana
Right.
there. But he ran a world 300-meter best, because they don't say world records for these unconventional distances.
Hmm.
He ran in the 330.69. So he defeats the world record, previous world best of 30.81, set by Wade Van Niekerk in Australia in 2017. But prior to that, the world best stood to Michael Johnson for a long time at 30.85, which he did in 2000. And Usain Bolt also went on the 31, doing 30.97 in 2010. So if you look at the guys that have gone on the 31, it's all super stars. To see Tobago now bettering all of them, Ingle,
Yeah.
look out for this kid.
He was right. He was one of their favorites in the 200 meters in the world's right. So
Yeah, he
yeah,
was second in the 100 and he was, I think,
exactly.
third in the 200.
Then it's cool. Yeah.
But yeah, a lot more was expected of him. So it's going to be very interesting to see how he does this year.
Hmm.
But talking about 200s, though, Arian Knighton, he's a tall kid, right? He's
Yeah.
turning 20, he's 20 now, so he's not, but he's not that short. He ran indoor 200 for the first time in his life in France last week, and he shattered all expectations because he ran 20.2 1 hour leading time. So he
Yes.
said he struggled. I think he almost fell over coming off the corner because it was so tight for him. 20.21. So to see him going 20.21, Tuboga going 30.69, Noah Lyles out there doing his thing. Of course, Andre DeGrasse is in the background. It's going to be a
Hmm.
fascinating year of track and field, I can tell you, this
It,
year.
it is for
Totally
sure.
fascinating, I tell you. All right, so last weekend in Jamaica, we had the Camperdown Classic, which is, I used to call it, then it was Sports Day. But also we had Rashawn Clark, who is under 20 world record holder for the 400-meter hurdles in 47.34. He took on the world champion over 400 meters, Antonio Watson, um, at the Camperdown Classic. So Rashawn is 20,
Hmm.
Watson is like 22. So they're both kids, one world champion, one world junior record holder. And in the battle to the finish, England, the last 50 meters was just so fascinating to watch. Rashawn Clark went out and he held on, defeated Antonio Watson, who said, "Oh, I didn't time my race properly." But it was 46.05 to 46.10. So these two young men are going to be doing extremely well this year, because to open up like this, a lot is in store, Ingle. A lot is in
Wow.
store. So look out for those two.
Yeah.
Uh,
Go ahead.
yeah, so I know we started running out of time, so I'll quickly talk a little bit about Shafiqua Maloney from St. Vincent. Not sure if you know about her, but she's been
No, never
around a
heard the
little.
name. No.
She was around for Arkansas. She's, indoors. She does well. Outdoors, she does well. But she wasn't a major runner, but good enough. But a couple of weeks ago, she ran 158.69, of course, a national record for St. Vincent, but it also placed her number two in the world. Now, this young lady, Ingle, has no support whatsoever. And I don't know, maybe, I mean, you could probably talk a little to this because she's from St. Vincent. They
No.
don't have a lot of athletes. I think
No, they
on the
wouldn't.
outside of her, there's Handel Raban, who went to Jamaica College in Jamaica. He ran 145 over 800 meters. So he's pretty solid as well. But other than those two, and I mean, she's ahead of him because I mean, she's number two in the world. And she reached out to support and she got nothing. Nothing. They said
Wow.
they can't afford, they don't have a team. They don't, there's one person in England.
It's one, yeah, one athlete. Yeah.
I'm totally,
A
is it
lot of the smaller countries are like that. Like, I think it was like that for a long time.
really?
It's just Kim Collins and maybe one or two others. And even Kim Collins, and with all he did, he didn't get the support that he expected.
He
So
mentioned that. That's why I'm asking you, because is it the norm to just have a
it's
star in the making and just do nothing for them?
they don't do much for them. I don't think they realize the impact. No matter how much, to me, no matter how much tourism advertising you do, if you have a star and they
It,
start doing well,
it
that's
pushes it
all
up.
you need.
Look
Yeah,
at Bolt.
yeah,
That's it for Jamaica or Bob Marley or
exactly.
whatever, right? So
Yeah,
it was fascinating to hear. She's struggling to eat some days and
yeah,
struggling to
they
find
don't.
places to live, and
Governments don't. I'm
government don't
surprised
do
though because I know the Prime Minister Ralph Gonsalves is very much into sports, so
it.
maybe
Exactly.
if she reach out to him, maybe
Maybe
he will
directly.
do some. Yeah, maybe she's not getting help from the St. Vincent Track and Field, but
That's what she
I'm
said.
sure,
It's St. Vincent track and field. She's not getting
yeah,
funding.
I'm sure if she reaches out to the Prime Minister, he will make sure because he's a very proud man and very much
Exactly.
into sports. He's not going to see his athletes suffer.
Exactly. That's what I thought as well. That's what I was asking. It's like, what is going on here? I mean, that man is a sportsman.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Well, that's about it for track and field. Yeah, I mean,
Just
there's a couple other
just
stuff.
one thing I saw, which I don't know if it means a lot or anything, but there was a thing on NBC Sports talking about the two Browns, two young kids under 8 years old, Bella Brown and
Yeah.
Noah Brown, Jamaican, fastest
Yes.
kids under eight.
Under eight. Yeah. They
Yeah,
mashed it up at the Melrose. Yeah.
yeah.
It was great to see. And of course, Shelley and Fraser Price is their motivation.
Okay, good. Yeah, but both names are Brown, and they're not even from the same country.
I
One
know.
is Jamaica, and one is from Burkina Faso. So
Faso, yeah, yeah. The
look out
Jamaican
for
one.
these two Browns in 10 years.
I hope so. I mean, it's a little early, but yeah, they're off to a fantastic start, I must say.
Yeah,
Really
definitely.
fantastic start. It was interesting to see that article as well.
Yeah,
All right, let's switch over to some football, or as the American call it, soccer.
soccer.
The big news for me is that Kylian Mbappe, one of my favorite players right now, he
Hmm.
tells Paris Saint-Germain after 7 years he'll be leaving the club this summer.
And yeah, that's another thing we talk about that. Like, why do they tell them that in the middle of the season?
I know,
You
I know.
know?
Apparently, they've been having a lot of conflicts, and I don't know. Maybe that's I don't know. They're trying to sell him
Hmm.
because they can make, of course, hundreds of millions of
Oh,
dollars off him.
yeah,
He wants to leave for free. It looks like. So I don't know what's going on there, but I don't know. I was shocked that he would come out in the middle of the season to say that,
I'll
but
say
yeah,
that. Yeah,
he's leaving, and of course, Mr. Arteta over there in Arsenal is saying, absolutely, we are interested in signing Kylian Mbappe. Absolutely, we want him.
of
So
course.
I'm
Who
not
wouldn't
seeing.
want him?
I know, but I'm not seeing Kylian Mbappe in an Arsenal uniform. But I could be
Yeah,
wrong. I could be wrong.
yeah.
I don't see it. I see him in the Real Madrid that a lot of
You
people
know,
are saying. So we'll see how that one goes. Last weekend we saw Ivory Coast, Ingle,
beat
beat
Nigeria.
Nigeria. So Ivory Coast
Yeah,
started off on a losing foot in that Africa Cup of Nations, fired their coach. They barely got through the first round, but they're the champions with the winning goal scored by a cancer survivor. So
yeah,
that's a
yes, yeah.
huge story. Huge
It is a
story.
huge story, and Drogba. They I paid honor to Drogba because he said, he's from there and he did
Yes,
help the team quite a
he
bit,
did.
gave
He
them,
did.
yeah. So
He was a great player. I love watching Didier Drogba. So happy for
yes,
him. I'm sure he's over the moon right now as to what is
mm,
going on. But today, Ingle, is the big game this afternoon. What is it? 12:30.
yes,
It's
Chelsea and Man,
it's your Chelsea, not just
yeah,
Chelsea. It's your Chelsea
and Man
versus Manchester
City.
City. How are you looking here? Are you feeling confident about this one?
Chelsea's playing better now, but I still think Manchester City, because of what's at stake, the top of the tables. I
Yeah.
mean, they're just 5 points behind
Liver-
Liverpool. And I think they need these two wins to go ahead. So it's gonna be the two games in hand. So
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be tough for Chelsea, but although they're playing better soccer at the moment, but I
I
don't
mean, I'm
know.
surprised on this one, but I think Chelsea is gonna either draw or win the game.
Okay,
They're you're right. They're playing better. I think they're coming together. They have a good coach who's taking a little time to get his team going, but I think they have a good shot. Man City is not the same Man City. The players
true.
are there, but they're not consistent. I think Grealish is going to be out, and they're bringing back De Bruyne and all of that, and they lost a couple of players, and the vibe is just not the same vibe like when they took the trouble. So I'm not feeling them as much this year. So I think this is going to be a key game that they're going to struggle to win, and I'm going with your Blues.
Yeah, okay, we'll see. Yeah, actually, Manchester women beat Chelsea women.
I
They-
saw that last
Yeah,
night. So
yeah,
that's I mean
they're tied at the top now. Yeah,
Because of Khadija Bunny Shaw, right? So she
Alicia
scored.
Barneshaw. Yeah,
She's the leading goal scorer in the women's soccer there for with 14 goals, and the Jamaican captain and the Jamaican superstar.
yeah.
And yeah, she scored again, and they beat Chelsea. So I was like, okay, is it gonna be the men win and the women win, or is it just the women win and then the men lose? So interesting time. But to see them meet Friday night and Saturday afternoon, it's just weird. Women then men.
We just got a minute to go, so I guess we got to wrap up quickly. And as you mentioned, at Jamaica, things are still happening in Jamaica, just JFF with the women,
With the
I
women, yeah.
guess.
They're still
Nothing has
fighting.
changed. So
Canadian team hasn't come back on board as yet. They can't have the elections because of appeals and all of that stuff and lawsuits. So there's a lot of confusion with the Jamaica Football Federation at this point in time that they need to fix very, very quickly.
they do. Okay, we have got to wrap up now. Sorry, we've got to run. Time came quickly. Time flies when you're having fun. So enjoy the rest of your weekend. Be safe and be good.
Have a happy long weekend, everyone, in Canada and Ontario.